here. We're out at the Pennsylvania Renaissance Fair and performing today. I'm back here in the camper for a little break, and I'm going to make a snack, something that I want to be fast and nutritious and give me some good energy for the rest of the day, but also some good protein so that it'll actually last the rest of the day. And this is a recipe that is in honor of fall, at that time of year where on every roadside stand you see ads for things like pumpkin scones, pumpkin bread with chocolate chips, pumpkin beer, of course pumpkin pie. And don't get me wrong, I love all of that stuff, but I wanted to come up with something that I could have every day of the fall that has that pumpkin spice taste. So I came up with two versions of this recipe that I'm going to show you today. One is for cold days, it's more like a warm pumpkin pudding, and the other one is the pumpkin smoothie for a warm day like today. So first of all, we have the ingredient of honor, 100% pure Libby's pumpkin. You can buy the organic stuff if you want. Just look at the can and make sure you're getting the pure pumpkin. The only ingredient is pumpkin because the pumpkin pie mix already has all kinds of stuff mixed in there that you don't necessarily want to eat every day. So, by the way, this stuff is really good for you. Pumpkin gets a bad rap with all of the sweets and stuff, but pumpkin itself, one serving, which is the amount that's going into the smoothie, has 300% of your vitamin A. So your skin's going to be glowing. All right. And I put a heaping half cup into the blender. Blah. And now the second thing is the milk of your choice, which is going to be also a half cup. Today I'm using an almond milk that will be nice and creamy. And this is kind of like the replacement for the sweetened condensed milk that you'd find in a typical pumpkin pie recipe. And now, I don't have my third cup measurer. Now I do. Now there's an ingredient that may seem a little weird, some of you at first, to think of drinking raw, but it's totally pasteurized and fine, and it's the egg substitute, which is basically made out of egg whites. So we have pure protein in a carton, and this to me tastes so much better than whey protein, which just gives that little, makes it taste like a protein drink. This, on the other hand, is just creamy and delicious. It also reminds me a little bit of eggnog because we end up with a lot of the same spices that you have in eggnog. So just a third cup of the egg beaters, a little less than the pumpkin and the almond milk. Okay. So now we have our spices, and you don't really have to measure. I usually just dump them in there because I like it to have a lot of spices, but for the sake of the recipe, I have over here in my bowl a heaping half of a teaspoon of cinnamon, an 1/8 teaspoon of nutmeg, and an 1/8 teaspoon of ground cloves. It's going in. You can also put a 1/4 teaspoon of ground ginger, or I'm using fresh ginger today because I think it tastes so much better. And ginger, ground or fresh, along with cinnamon, are very good spices for the metabolism. So nice little ginger trick for you. This is a lot, so if you're a little ginger shy, don't use quite this much. But ginger is an easy thing to put in your veggies and to create flavor without a lot of extra bad fat or salt. But it's a little bit of a pain to use, and I learned a trick that you can peel it with a spoon. By just rubbing it gently with a spoon, the peel comes off so that you can easily chop it and throw it into your recipes. And the vanilla, I'm not going to measure because I just like to pour it in there with wild abandon. And this is the key to the whole thing. This is where the sweetness comes from without actual sugar. Trivia, it's natural and calorie-free, and I think that it actually tastes good, where I can't stand those other artificial sweeteners. So for me, they finally figured it out. If you're not afraid of sugar, you can still have a wonderful fat-free smoothie and just add a little bit of raw sugar or honey, and I'm sure that would be delicious. And okay, so this is the part of the recipe where if you want to do the pudding, you blend it up and put it in the microwave for about 2 minutes until it starts to bubble, and then stir it together and you'll have a nice like thick pudding. But I'm going to do the smoothie today with a heaping cup of ice cubes, and we're going to just blend it all together. So here we have a delicious fall treat that is under 100 calories, and I honestly can't believe how good it tastes. There's a lot of protein shakes that I would call good, but they're really good for a protein shake. But this is actually good. It's a good everyday snack that you can have in place of a meal or after a meal that it's just purely good for you. Let me see here. Yep, it's delicious. So I'm going to enjoy my break. I've already kicked off my elf shoes. And I hope that you guys enjoy the recipe, and I will see you next time. Happy fall.